Hi, Team Janet. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so happy to see everyone and all of my new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you for following me and wanting to know what I got to say. And I am over 60. I'll be 63 September 1st. Looking forward to that. Hooray! And I know a lot of you ladies out there are approaching 60 or over 60, so we have some things in common. So ladies, today I want to talk about menopause and WTF. So I've seen some stories on YouTube about women looking for something because they're in menopause or they're in retirement, but they don't realize that this is a new road, a new avenue, a new place that you have never visited before. Therefore, things along those roads or things along those highways or things in that place, they are not quite as they seem. We cannot forget that we know a lot. We know a lot about aging and being a woman, and we know a lot because we have life lessons, right? So we can't forget that when we're navigating these new streets within menopause. You got the street called hot flash. You got the street called irritability. You got the street called mood swings. You got the street called depression. You got the street called retirement. And all of those things are different streets or different avenues or different places that we have not been before. That since that's the case, we have to act accordingly. We cannot forget everything that we know just because we're going down these new streets. We have to protect ourselves. Our number one goal during this, and I know a little bit, just as you do. So you need to start a YouTube channel too, because I want to listen to what you have to say. So you have to protect your peace. That's your number one goal during menopause and retirement. You have to, especially our age, you have to protect your peace. Anytime you get caught up in a situation that you're not sure about, or you forgot what you did 20 or 30 years ago when you were approached with the same question or the same thing, just step back, be still, and what was I going to say? I forgot already. Be still, be calm, and remember what I was going to say. Remember to protect your peace. Keep that in your mind. Is this going to protect my peace? Is moving here going to protect my peace? Is dating this man going to protect my peace? Is investing in this SP 500 going to protect my peace? So that should be your number one question when you start navigating these new streets. Is this going to protect my peace? Because your peace is the whole thing. And those streets are just different avenues that now you have to navigate these different streets. And the reason why I say this and the reason why I'm talking about this, if you search online, there were two women that went to the same prisons to see their husbands, and they were entitled to conjugal visits. And these gentlemen, I shouldn't say gentlemen, these a-holes were serving life sentences. And one was serving a life sentence for 4 murders. So here's this beautiful young lady, I think she was about 63, trying to navigate these streets of menopause, thinking that she needed what she always needed. She thought she needed a man to validate who she was. She thought she needed a man to tell her how special she was. She thought she needed a man to tell her how beautiful she was. She thought she needed a man to tell her how successful she was. She was all these things, but she couldn't see it because that menopause cloud was clouding everything. So she thought she was the same lady that she was in her 30s and 40s, 20s, looking for love, looking for sex, looking for that hot passion. We are not that person. Now some of you may be, but from what I know and from the people that I talk to and the way I feel, and if you admit it to yourself, we are not that person. Life is in stages. You grow, you graduate, you do different things. I am not the same person I was in my 20s, 30s, or 40s, or even my 50s. I am a whole different being. And I realize that, and I have to step back in some situations and say, my peace. Is this going to distort or destroy or hinder my peace? Because that's the most important thing to me, is my peace. And if those answers that I come up with, if it's going to mess with your peace, then I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm going to listen to my intuitiveness, because we are intuitive and we have to listen to our gut, because that will tell us the truth if we just listen to it. So back to the young lady that I was talking about that was very successful. You can pull up on YouTube a lady that got killed by her husband in prison. This lady was very successful. And she married this guy. It wasn't her husband from years ago. She married this guy recently while he was in prison, and she was going through that menopause loneliness shit. And she married this guy. And then she went to see this guy and for the conjugal visits, because he was filling her head with all of these things. And she forgot about her peace because she wanted somebody to tell her that she was gorgeous and beautiful and sexy, and wanted that wild, hot, passionate sex that she used to have in her 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. That's not the answer. That's not what you're searching for. You're searching for peace. And you're navigating these new streets. And you got to remember that. So she went up to the prison to see him, and he killed her. And there's no telling how long he stayed in the room with her being deceased, because he's a little cuckoo. So there's no telling. And then he called and said, my wife passed out. Called the guards, my wife passed. He knew he killed her. But she was searching for something. She was searching for answers because she was going through that menopausal WTF. And she did not know how to navigate the streets. Nobody ever talked to us about it. We didn't read the books about it. We didn't know how serious it was. We didn't even think about it because we had children to raise, children to put through private schools, children to go to college, men to raise, men to take care of, men to wash clothes for, men to have sex with. We had all of these things, so we weren't prepared. We weren't getting prepared because that's not how life goes. But now we're here. So the great takeaway for today is be aware of the scams, lady. If it sounds too good to be true, I've said it before, it is. There is no man on a working, I don't know what you call those things in the middle, working on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean that needs your money. It's just not true. It's a scam. And if a man tell you you're the prettiest thing he ever seen, run. Run, it's a line. Do not do it. Do not fall for those scams because you're lonely in this menopausal WTF. Talk to me online. Send me what you're thinking. We can make videos of it, or you make a video of it. So be aware of the scams. These are the takeaways. Be aware of the scams. Don't look for that great passionate sex that you once had when you were in your 20s and 30s, because that's all you know. Find something on those new avenues. Start a YouTube channel. Start painting. And I hate to say the word hobbies because I don't have any. So, but you gotta do something. You gotta navigate those streets with grace. You gotta navigate those streets with grace. Keep still. Keep calm. Listen to your inner voice. Learn how to get all those negative thoughts out of your mind. If you listen to anybody with any sense about aging or anything like that, we all say the same thing. So just eliminate all those negative things from your mind. If there are people in your life that are driving you crazy and messing with your peace, tell them goodbye. You got more years behind you than you got in front of you. So you have to navigate those streets with caution and with grace. And remember, is it going to mess with my peace? So you don't need a prisoner from prison. You don't need to be his pen pal. Okay? So watch out for the scams. We're going down a new road, a new path, and we have to be prepared. Just like our mom and dad got us prepared for growing up, being successful citizens, we have to be prepared when navigating these new roads called menopause alone. Just keep thinking in the back of your head, is this going to violate my peace? Because that's the most important thing, my peace. Thank you for listening. Have a peaceful day. Bye now.